It is the honour and the privilege of my life to be elected as leader of the Labour Party.
61-year-old Keir Starmer has had 10 Downing Street in his sights since taking leadership of the Labour Party in 2020. He took over from the much more left-leaning Jeremy Corbyn following Labour's crushing 2019 election defeat, its worst performance in 80 years. Since then, Keir Starmer has reformed Labour into a more centrist party. Some have accused him of abandoning Labour's traditional socialist values and purging the party of left-wing members, a charge he denies. He has taken up some issues traditionally dominated by the right-wing Conservatives.
Wealth creation is our #1 priority. Growth is our core business.
Critics have tried to paint him as a member of London's elite and say he lacks charisma.
You seem more like a political robot. How are you going to convince others like me to vote for you?
Well, the most...
But his supporters insist Britain has grown tired of simplistic slogans and wants change. Starmer's biographer says he's the most working-class Prime Minister in a generation.
He's not about showmanship and charisma. He doesn't do that. He doesn't like that part of politics. He doesn't want to make his family part of his brand. He just wants to get on and change stuff.
Seeking to bring their candidate to life, the Labour Party used the campaign to highlight Starmer's humble beginnings.
When I was growing up, we didn't have much. Dad was a toolmaker, Mum was a nurse, and when Mum was ill, things were tough. I remember what it's like not to be sure you can pay your bills. I remember when our phone was cut off.
Starmer studied law before becoming a lawyer specialising in human rights, working his way up to the third most senior public prosecutor in England and Wales. At the age of 52, Keir Starmer turned to politics, winning this North London seat of Holborn and St Pancras in 2015 and serving in shadow minister roles before becoming party leader just 5 years later. While the domestic agenda dominated the election, one of Starmer's biggest challenges is the conflict in Gaza, with many Labour voters disappointed with what they say has been a lack of support for the Palestinians. Many believe Starmer will be much more open to building bridges with the European Union. He campaigned against Brexit, the UK's 2020 exit from the bloc. And on China, the Labour manifesto has promised a long-term plan to manage relations, saying we will cooperate where we can, compete where we need to, and challenge where we must. His supporters say, under Starmer, the British government will be more assertive on the international stage.
He's a pragmatist who wants to be a reliable ally to our allies. What I think you will see, though, is Britain back as a player for the West. For quite a long time, we've been retreating as a country, and I think Keir Starmer's quite keen to rebuild our status as a country.
Now holding the keys to 10 Downing Street, it's likely to be a short honeymoon for the first Labour Prime Minister in 14 years. Keir Starmer must now focus on creating economic growth and securing public services such as health and education, with many voters watching and waiting for the fresh start that he's promised. Catherine Drew, CGTN, London.